Baby, all I can say is Ernie is definitely experiencing a Jet 2 holiday. If you don't know, baby, a Jet 2 holiday, that is a disaster, child.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. You could save 200 pounds per person, ho. That's about 50 pounds for a family of four. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. 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 For a family of four. For a family of four. You got to mix and shake and work and drop the roll low. For a family of four. For a family of four. You got to mix and shake and work and drop the roll low. You got to shake, drop, work, drop. Shake, drop.
So what's new? Baby Ernie and these new charges. Honey, they say he he got a new indictment. Child, I don't know if he got 1, 2, 3, or 4. What I do know is these charges here. Number 1 says identity fraud. Number 2 is forgery, first degree. Number 3, theft of services. Number 4, deposit account fraud. Number 5 is forgery, third degree. And number 6 looks like he got a second count of deposit account fraud. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a video where I will be inserting a lot of clips, a lot of audio, and foolishness. I just don't know what to say. What I do know is the math is not mathing. And every single time this fool F around, he's going to fuck around and find out every single time. It's one thing when you have a bounce check, right? And you go ahead and cover that. You try, oh shit, let me go ahead and fix that. It's another thing when you are writing a check knowing goddamn well you don't have a dime nor a dollar for the amount written on that check. And we're not talking about for your damn water bill or your electric or your gas. Hell, we're not even talking about a car payment, which I believe he did some of that as well. But we're not talking about petty checks. And what's the lady's name? Is her name Amanda? Y'all will fix it and correct it for me in the chat. Baby, Amanda said, I don't know these folks. I don't have nothing to do. Baby, listen, that is not my seal of approval. I don't know who these people are, and that does not belong to me. But I'm just here to talk mess, speculate, and maybe lie a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what we come up with. But you already know, baby, Pam covered this with all of the documents. Real Talk Bougie covered this already with the documents. Let's Address This covered it with the documents. Lady T-Bug covered this with the documents. Now, if I missed anyone, I apologize, baby, but I'm just trying to tell my dolls, which they already know this, because let me be honest with you. The dolls had to tell me, hey, girl, did you know the man was I said, I ain't known a damn thing. I was talking to them in members earlier today. I didn't know a damn thing until I seen Pam was live. And I went down there to the live. But, baby, I worked that crazy shift. So I kept falling asleep. So I was able to watch Pam's live today when I was in the car driving. And I said, my God, on today or maybe tomorrow. Now, listen, we should have a live chat premiering with this pre-recorded video, okay? Please get used to the pre-recorded videos. I will still go live over there in members and let my hair down over there, but I got a lot going on, okay? If you don't know, this is the Unfiltered Doll. Hey, girl, how you doing? I hope you're looking good, feeling good, and you damn sure better be smelling good. Just want to let you know in advance, honey, we do a little bit of cussing around here, okay? So your parental advisory has been advised. And I knew I was missing somebody. Wisdom's daughter also covered this. Now, I think V. Lenore was live yesterday, but I think it was about Shirley Strawberry and not the new charges. But go over there and check as well, just in case I'm lying, just in case I'm wrong. But you know what we do over here at the Dollhouse, baby? We sit down in the living room. We sit down in the Dollhouse, and baby, we just get into a few things via We like to do a little shit talking. Now, I want to start here. I want to go down there to the text messages because I feel like they had plenty of time to pull this on out, okay? And we're going to play the blame game. We got to blame somebody. Now, y'all remember back in April when y'all know what happened at that hearing, honey. And remember, Nesto went on his little fast, honey. That's around the time when Sonya started traveling and carrying on in her RV. And listen, do you recall what he said in the text messages around that time? Now, I am in April of 2025. Let's read those messages real quick. Now, if you recall, Sean had told Nesto that Sonya did a little too much, okay? So he went down there to that tablet trying to figure out what was going on. And he said those folks were pissed off about it. Now, you know, Sean is already uptight and pissed off, especially with the people down here on the YouTube streets, okay? Because they keep talking about his tight suit, the meat on the back of his neck, and he's sick and tired and sick. But now I think he's tired of Nesto. But let's not start. We're going to end up later. We're going to go there later on. Let's get into these text messages so that we can speculate. So April 27th of this year is when Sonya was true. Baby, she went ape shit in those text messages. She went crazy in the text messages, telling Nesto what he needed to do, calling people names, honey, calling people liars. You know how she does, but that was like one of the highlights in April before he went to court. Now, you could feel free to screen record this, screenshot the messages, baby. We will definitely not read those again. We did read those already on a previous live or on another video, but I want to focus on the messages from May 1st. So this was around the time when she got her new toy. All of a sudden, she got a cough, a cold, a fever, upset stomach, you know, all of the things. And she didn't go to court. So go ahead, feel free, screenshot whatever you need to screenshot, baby. Maybe you need to pause the video to get the screenshot. Maybe you want to screen record this part. If you want to go back to those messages from 4:27 through 4:30, when Sonya was showing her whole entire ass, honey, cussing out the people down there to the state and called everybody a bunch of, it was very much given this. Never mind. I'm not going to put that clip in here, but yes, you can feel free to do what you need to do. You can take these messages, read them during your own, read them in your free time, your spare time, maybe on a lunch break. I don't know. But let's go to May 1st, because that's when Nesto is letting us know, but he's talking to Sonya, but you know what I mean. So let's get into this May 1st text message where he tells all of the business. So on May 1st, Nesto said, "I'm staying focused, trying not to let this situation overcome me and overwhelm me. How about yourself? Your big day is tomorrow. I'm down to $5. I need to get a few things from commissary. I'm at the extended stay now. I knew you wasn't a fool to send any evidence to the other side. That just didn't make no sense to me at all. It's okay, though. God is working it out. He's guiding you with some type of angels. I just have to sit here adjusting my attitude because these walls can play tricks on you. They start closing in." Let me go back up to that one more time. It says here, "I knew you wasn't a fool to send any evidence to the other side. That just didn't make no sense to me at all. It's okay, though. He's guiding you with some type of angels. I just have to sit here adjusting my attitude because these walls can play tricks on you when they start closing in." All right. So he's just now talking about the things going on in there with the jail and the men. But once again, I wanted to just focus on him saying to her, "I knew you wasn't a fool to send any evidence to the other side. That just didn't make no sense to me." All right. So let's move on to the next message. So Nesto is doing a follow-up with Sonya because he wants her to reach out to Hoover and make it right. So he says here, I hope you and old boy talked today and got a clear understanding. He says, I get highly offended when anybody's saying anything bad about you because they don't have a clear understanding about you. They truly don't understand where you're coming from and don't want to understand. Sonia lets him know, I spoke with Hoover today and no worries. But of course, you know who lied and said it was several when it was just one. Something told me he was going to lie about it. You know that's crazy. In another message, Sonia says, all the evidence I have says innocence. But no, it was a conversation between him and me that he took to Hoover. The truth wasn't told. Yet again, it's them damn lies. That shit is crazy. High school behavior. Nesto says, no one can tell me about your character. The way it was brought to my attention, it's like you were trying to sabotage the case. The other side doesn't care anything about the truth and justice. Their agenda is to keep me in prison for the rest of my life, no matter what the truth is. It's just not me, it's others as well. All right. He wanted to know if there were any new updates in the system. Sonia let him know that there was nothing filed today, and she said, and no, I would never. I was lied on. But we spoke and I cleared up the facts. I sent Hoover a copy of everything, destroyed originals, no copies, not trying to be bothered, recording all communications with them to protect from lies in the future. 35 years working in this legal field, never seen corrupt shit like this. This is crazy. I am no longer in Georgia. I left in March. The state is stressful. You will be taken care of. Do not worry. I'm here, just not there. I love you. Do not stress. The truth is all we care about. Sometimes I read his text messages and I'm just like, is this just an act? Like, does he really know that she's on some bullshit? But he keeps this act going so she's not catching on to what he really knows about her. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I don't think he really, I don't want to give him that much credit. At the end of the day, he has been warned over and over and over again. His son has told him several times about this lady. She keeps running her mouth. She's in your email. She has no idea what she's looking at because you run plays, you run scams, and you had other people helping you keep it going. So those emails that she's pulling, that she thinks is evidence for this man's innocence, that is probably some of the missing pieces that the people didn't have. I don't know. I'm just speculating. So down in the comments below or in the live premiere chat, let me know, do you think that this email has anything to do with what's been going on? And baby, the math is not mathing. Every time I turn around, somebody got their calculator out, baby, and they keep adding and adding and adding. And I don't think she is helping his situation at all. I'm sure he can find somebody else to send him about $50 to $60 a month that will keep him company on the phones as well as write him a little piece of letter. Way before there was a Hoover, other people told him, hey, chill with the phone calls. Chill with the text messages. Stop all of this back and forth you got going on with Miss Thing. I'm paraphrasing. I mean, when we went down there, remember the 277 pages of all of the exhibits that was attached, baby, where we seen Nesto and Erica sitting there together in person with their little white mask on because she was playing lawyer. I believe that's when we found out about the box of fake money down there to the Pine Grove Road homes, all the electronic devices. That's when we also found out about
there was Brenda, Letitia, Linda,
and everything he took from them, borrowed and never returned. That fake notarized piece of information was also found in those same documents and was also the lease agreement was also part of those documents as well. I mean, it was a lot. And it's like the more she talks, or the more Sylvia goes down to the jailhouse and start praying for him, something else happens. It's like Will Wooten be sitting back at home with his feet kicked up with his calculator.
Plus 120,000. ¿Qué pasó?
But it's like he does not listen. He's not paying attention to what anybody is telling him. So what we're going to do now, baby, is let's just go down memory lane and get into all of the warnings Nesto had before he got himself in some more trouble. And guess what? Baby, y'all already know how I feel about it.
They gonna baptize your ass. Shit, ass head, whole dick saying. I don't give a fuck if they release the car the same way I'm saying it. Because I don't like that shit, man. These folks don't know you. They going out what the fuck this nobody is doing or saying. And if I'm telling the truth or lying when I be on the motherfucking call, so shit, they keep with the weird hoe. But motherfuckers be bothering me about certain shit that's been said and with the weird hoe. But hey, I don't know. It's all it is what it is, man. You going through what you going through already. It is what it is, man. Folks dig your ass in this shit deeper. Hell, these stupid ass calls. That's y'all fault.
Hey,
Be
man,
real with you.
So you wrote a check. That in and of itself is somewhat suspicious because no one writes checks anymore. But nevertheless, you wrote a check for a large purchase, knowing damn well that money's not going to be there. It was never there. Now, it bounced all over the place. They're going to come after you, sometimes criminally. Now, they may give you the opportunity to make good on that check, bring in cash or bring in the cashier's check to make good on that check that you wrote that no money was there. That was a bad check. But if they don't, they can simply discharge you criminally and they can get the money that way. And you have a mark on your record and you have a permanent criminal record based on how they charge you. Please don't do it in the first place. But if you do write a bad check and you find yourself in that position.
And honey, that's just a mess. And you know it is. Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes shit will catch up. Shit will catch up to you. I ain't lying. And I mean, for the love of God, Sylvia even told Sonya to be quiet because you might be bringing up things that they didn't think about. I'm paraphrasing. Sorry, I got to do this to y'all, but I'm going to add that audio to this video as well.
Period. And now y'all want to try to find some type of, she's saying that she didn't know. Well, you know what? She got a bad memory because her emails say otherwise. Emails say she knew, so maybe she don't remember because it was, I thought it was 2019 or something like that. No, hold on. It was 2021. It was 2021 when he purchased the vehicle. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They can try it, but like I said, she sent him all the documents through email, and you don't send your paycheck stubs and your bank statements unless somebody about to purchase something. Then he had to drive home that night with the truck, so he parked the truck in the driveway. She's gonna say, where that come from? Yeah, I just gave you my information. You know what I'm saying? One and one. And then here's an insurance card. And it says you're the owner. And then your vehicle's on that insurance card as well as the white truck. So how can you sit there and say, I didn't know? You knew. He had to drive the vehicle home when he got it. You know what I'm saying? It's in the driveway. So what a wife going to say? I just gave you my bank statements. I just gave you my thing. And he just pulled up in a white truck. And she knows his credit. She knows his, she knows his financial status. So she knows what he's able to buy and what she's able to buy. So he pulls up with a truck right after you gave him your bank statements and your proof of income. And then insurance is, your vehicle and his vehicle's on that one insurance policy. How can you sit there and say, I didn't know? And then you're the only one paying the note on it. She was the only one that paid the note on that truck. He never paid it. So how did you sit there and say, I didn't know? But that's what they're trying to argue. She didn't know.
Yep.
That's a lot too. Let's stop going to court lying. That's what I'm saying. If you're trying to honestly say he honestly did these things, then you should go to court and be honest and stop lying and making up stuff. Because with all of that, you can't even tell me she didn't know. Because why did she send him all of that stuff? Why did he pull up that night with a truck? And, and it says it on the card. Owner, Shirley Strawberry, on both vehicles. The G-Wagon and the dually. So I don't know. Mm-hmm. You tell me. But you know what? I did the research and I sent in, everything that needed to be sent in. Let's see what happens.
It is what it is.
Like that even shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter. That still didn't get him no rights to violate his Fourth Amendment. Mm-hmm. That's between the husband and the wife. If he did that, and she's, you know what I'm saying? But how they looking at all of the emails and how they moved, he did all of that for the house. So that wasn't out of the ordinary. Whenever she got a new vehicle or whatever, it was always him that did that. You know, when she was going through her bankruptcy, everything was sent to him from the lawyers and to her. Everything that she was doing. That's why I said when I looked at that, I got a better idea of their marriage. That I'm like, no, it was a real marriage, because everything that she's going through and all of that stuff, he was getting notified on the email as well as her. She was sending things to him. You know, he was more so responsible for everything. She just shopped and went to work. And whenever it was time to get a
Ma'am,
place,
you're
he
giving
did
too much.
everything.
You're giving too much information, ma'am. You know that, right?
Long as it's like, listen, let me explain this to you. If it's not lawyer client information, then I could talk about it, because I'm not in that loop. Do you understand?
Yeah, but you're sitting
I'm not
there
in that loop.
But you're sitting there giving information.
And sometimes when you say, let me say this too. If you're innocent, it's not hurting you. It's only going to hurt if you're guilty.
Yeah, but still.
And I'm 35 years. No, because when we go to court and they lie and they're exposed and it's known that this is what it is, now go to court and lie. Now go to court and lie. Now I want you to go to court and lie, because this is what's known. All of this is this, that, and the other. Now you go to court and lie. But when you hold your tongue and nobody knows nothing and it's a one-sided story, then they can go to court and say whatever they want to say, because nobody knows nothing.
Listen, but here's the thing. It's not your case. It's his case. And you sitting there running, saying all this stuff that could hinder his case. So you giving the state ammunition.
How could that hinder his case?
Because you're giving him
ammunition. How could that hurt his case?
Because you're giving him ammunition.
Okay, listen. That's because you listen to all these people and that's being messy. So you just can't get him in trouble.
No, I'm not saying you get him in trouble.
I don't know anything about what him and his attorneys are doing. I don't know what his defense is. Okay, I don't know what their angle is, right? Because I don't talk to his attorneys like that. They don't respond to me. I give them stuff and they do not respond to me, and that's fine, because they shouldn't, because I can get subpoenaed and they don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Anything that I know get exposed, and that's fine. So whatever they do and how they move and I don't know till I go to court. So anything that I talk about is something that's on a phone call because I get it from him, or something that I went out and investigated and got from his information. So it's on phone calls. I hear what you're saying, but everything that I talk about is on a phone call. So aren't all my phone calls being played? Aren't all my phone calls being played? Right? If all my phone calls are being played, and the prosecutor is on all my phone calls, right? Then what's the difference from what I'm saying right here when it's on my phone calls and the prosecutor can hear my phone calls? Is there a difference?
Yeah, because you might have something that they could use against him.
What can they use against him?
I mean, they may not be thinking about that particular thing, and then you bring it to their attention by talking about it.
This is what they're saying. When they went to court the last time, the prosecutor brought up the truck was illegally purchased. The judge said, let's reset. I want to know more about that. They said that the wife never knew and she's willing to testify. She had no idea that truck was in her name. That's what they said, right? That's the new claim, because they're trying to make the Fourth Amendment go away, right? So when they went and did that, I went back through his emails and I went back and researched everything around that time of that purchase. And let me see what I see. And that's when I looked up and found all of that other stuff. Not to mention common sense. He drove it home that night. And then she was the only one making the payments. She sent him her information, you know? So to say she didn't know, that's the argument. And she knew. So my thing is, I'll put it out there because I want them to go to court and lie like they always do. Now, how are you going to lie about that? It's old emails. It's all on the emails. So you can't sit back. He could sit back and be silent. But if he's innocent,
but if he
just like how Tory was and nobody spoke up. If he's innocent, let me explain this to you, how the system works. Unless he go to trial, it's not going to come out. Because that's the only time he'll have privilege to go and sit on the stand and testify, right? That's the only time. Outside of that, he has to sit in court and listen to them lie, twist stories, say this about him, right? He got to shut up and just listen, because he don't get to say anything no more. You only get to talk when you sit in with the police, which they never gave him a chance. They never interviewed him. They never gave him opportunity to talk every time they found a new charge or arrested him. They never gave him opportunity to explain his side of the story. They just charged him. They never gave him a chance to talk or even say, I want a lawyer and I don't want to say anything to you. Why did they do that? Right? Because they didn't want to hear. They just want to charge him because they knew unless he go to court and get on the stand, we don't hear anything from him.
But do you know that most cases now is being tried based on information that's being brought over from social media? Do you know that?
That's fine.
But I'm saying, but that's
That's
not good
fine.
for him. But that's not good for him if you're sitting there bringing out stuff, researching, bringing out stuff that they could be using later on to help him out. But you
Everything.
already given.
No, I already talked to him about it. So it's on the calls. What are we talking
Yeah, but
about
I'm
here?
saying, I don't
They
understand.
have the calls. I'm not saying anything different that's not on the phone calls. That's what I'm saying to you.
But I'm
Everything that
saying
I
you
say
put
here
it.
is
But
on the phone calls
why put it on the phone calls?
because I'm talking to him about it.
But why talk to him on the phone calls about it? Why don't you just talk to the attorney and keep it quiet? Because that
Why keep it
jeopardizes.
quiet when it's why? How can that jeopardize? If somebody said Sylvia Tuesday,
Because it's gonna.
you was at the bowling alley and you shot a dude in the face. But I saw you at Ruby Tuesdays. So do I not say nothing because you was at Ruby Tuesdays?
You wait till
Do I not say nothing?
yes. Don't say anything until prosecution comes.
Okay, so let me explain this to you. You're trained to think that way because the government and
I'm not
society has
trying to
y'all
think
thinking a
that way.
certain
I'm
way.
just. But the
Yes,
point
y'all
is,
are trained to think
you
that
don't
way.
let the
I
left
worked in
hand
criminal
know what
law.
the right hand. I mean, still they tell you. Why do
Listen,
they
they
tell you to
already
remain quiet?
know. Here's the thing. This is what you're not
You're not
getting. They
listening.
had his phone, which had his they had his phone, which has his email, right? They have all the text messages, right? They knew when they charged him that what they're charging him with was a lie. They knew because they had the text message. They have all the conversations between him and those girls. So they know the whole relationship situation because they sat
But
there
you
and they read it. It's all on the text messages, right? No, wait. But they still charged him, seeing he was innocent. They still charged him. They know that this man, all of that stuff is a lie. They know it's a lie. But they know unless he go to court and sit on the stand, they can keep with the shenanigans. They can keep with the shenanigans.
you're helping them to keep them in the
That's one
shenanigans.
more year in jail. That's 2 more months in jail. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is what I know from doing 10 years in criminal law and working with the system and in the system and how the system works. Unless you're guilty, it's not going to hurt you to talk. Because the only time when you
It
don't want to
does
say
hurt
nothing is when
you.
you're guilty. So we can
It does hurt you
no,
because you're
it does
giving
not.
them
How?
ways to come
How does it ever
because you're
help?
giving them your
No, that's
strategy. Oh, never mind. You don't understand what I'm saying. You're giving them your
I
strategy.
get what you're
You
saying.
don't-
I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. But here's the thing: they don't need a strategy when it's just the truth of the matter. Now they got to go right. Just like they're trying this. They come with this angle with the truck because they're trying to figure out how can we make that Fourth Amendment go away. Or we'll say the truck was illegally purchased, right? Damn. Okay, that's fine. When we show up for court, they already know it wasn't illegally purchased. And you're trying to say, keep it hush. So when they show up, they don't know we got proof that it was illegally purchased.
Exactly.
That's fine. Let them come because but still they're gonna go in there and lie like that. Now they can't go to court and lie. Now let's go to court and let's see what you say. You can't lie now. You can't say anything. You can try to put it on stand, but the paperwork gonna prove otherwise. Try putting her on stand. Try putting her on stand. Now is she gonna go on the stand now that it's known that she knows? Is she gonna go now on stand?
You never know what they could come up with because you're already giving them
Is she?
what to go and do something
Now they
different.
gotta try. Now they gotta try. Yeah, now they gotta try something different. That's what they gotta do now.
But
They
you're
can't
giving them
use
a
that
chance
angle.
to
They know
try
they gotta figure out something else. That's fine. Let them go ahead and figure out something else. Ain't nothing else to go with. You see what they came up with, and it's been since December. So this is what they came up with. It was illegally.
So, honey, you heard it. All she does is bump her gums, run her mouth, tell lies. And listen, if her behavior has anything to do with everything that they keep adding to the tab for Nesto, that's on him. And, you might be like, well, dog, you don't feel sorry for him? Hell no. Sure don't. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also let me know, do you feel like it is a possibility that Sonya is the reason, season, and lifetime to the gift that keeps on giving? Because, baby, this man cannot catch a break. Let's chat down in the comment, and I will talk to you on the next video. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Unfiltered Doll Reactions.
Alright, Slash.
Oh, what you working for? Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah.
Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts. I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth. Can't